With SDS and MS Society, we're trying to make clubs more inclusive and to introduce people with a disability to paddle sport within clubs. So we're working with, in this case, Fife CAG, but we're also working with Aberdeen Kayak Club and Forth Canoe Club in Edinburgh, so that clubs get used to it, people get a decent introduction to paddle sport, and realising that actually this isn't that difficult, that a little bit of imagination and coaches using their already ability to coach just to come up with ideas to do things.
We all had varying contacts with disability and through workplace or through sports, but we never actually had many people joining our club. So we had good intentions, but not really an awful lot of experience. So it's been a learning opportunity for us to see what is actually required, and the answer is, in most cases, not very much. The biggest worry, I think, was physical handling, actually manoeuvring people into and out of boats and making sure that they were safe once they were in the boats and on the water. But that's actually been relatively straightforward. It's been a joy.
So yeah, getting in, making the minor modifications. We haven't had anything that's really difficult. Balancing acts has been fine, so we've got supports to go on the sides of the boats. Changing the paddles to make sure they fit everybody. And we've got a mix of boats, and we can put in doubles, so in canoes or in kayaks. So nothing's really been that difficult. We haven't found anything we haven't got over.
My name's Lara. I was a para swimmer for the best part of 10 to 12 years. I swam in the S9 category, so I'm an arm amputee. My residual limb stops here, and I'm here to try canoeing and see what the options are for learning to paddle. Yeah, it's been quite interesting. Lara's been a challenge. Initially we had a strap that we tied round our arm and tied it onto the paddle. That was quite restrictive, and then she's shown us her prosthetics and how they fit. This week she's brought her own one, an old one, which we can then modify. So we're trying that one this evening, and it's a bit of a learning curve.
My name is Carter Taylor. I am canoeing at Lochor Meadows.
So with autism, we've really got to think about our coaching techniques. So it's not about telling people and letting them get on with it, it's more about showing them and working through slowly. It can be a challenge, but we can get through it.
I was absolutely terrified about starting kayaking and getting on the water because of my balance. That's one of the biggest problems I have with my MS. I thought it was going to be a nightmare. I thought I was going to cope over within 5 seconds. But I haven't yet. The coaches were absolutely amazing. They were able to use what I told them was my problem and find the right vessel for my disability.
I have cerebral palsy, which affects mainly my lower limbs. I walk with a 3-wheeled walker, quite an active person. I swim and cycle. I was out in an open canoe the first week, and they asked me about getting into a kayak. But my main concern was the balance, because my balance isn't that great. So they rigged outriggers on the boat to help with the balance and tippiness, and they also gave me a backrest to keep me up a wee bit straighter at the back.
You are not going to get people turning up who are of a mindset that this is going to be something awful. You're going to get people that are probably very active, probably very able, and are up for this kind of activity. And with that kind of mindset, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to accommodate them in regular paddling sessions with pretty much regular paddling equipment.
There are lots of ways that you can adapt canoeing for all sorts of disabilities. It's just a case of coming and trying it out, and I'm sure there's a way that everybody can join in. You find what works best for you.
If you're in a canoe club and you want to give this a go, it really is not that difficult. If you want advice, speak to the SCA, speak to myself. My phone number and contact details are on our website. I'm more than happy to support any clubs that want to give it a go.